Alrighty. Let's see. So hello. I'm at a new apartment, new internet connection, and right now I have chosen to do the maximum possible quality YouTube stream I could possibly do, which the maximum YouTube allows is 4K at 40,000 kilobits per second. So that's 40 megabytes per second. For reference, all of my past streams were, I believe, 1440p and at like 6500, so 6.5 megabits per second. So this is like 8 times more. So theoretically, if you have the internet for it, you should be able to notice this being much higher quality, theoretically really close to what my game looks like if you're watching at full quality. So that's cool. If I sound any different, and chat is hello. If I sound any different, what, the late night stream? Yep, it took me a while to get moved in. I wasn't originally planning on streaming today in the first place. My original plan was to hopefully get an edited video out tomorrow, but moving has taken more time and a lot more energy than I expected, so probably no video tomorrow, but a stream now and probably a stream tomorrow, and then I'm hopefully going to make an edited video for Sunday. Yeah, my ping is lower. Not by a lot. I was kind of hoping for like sub 10 millisecond, I'll be honest, and I was really hoping, I was hoping for like at least sub 20 or 20-ish. So I'm like, I got like 20 to 30 milliseconds better. I cut my ping in half. In particular, I was actually more hoping, so I logged into the EU account, and it's like 120 milliseconds there, so again, like 30 to 40 milliseconds better. It's fine. I kind of expected that because I'm in Minnesota. Like if you want a really, really low ping for a game like Genshin, the ideal is to be close to wherever their servers are. I don't know where MiHoYo's North America servers are. It's not just physical proximity, it's also like your network, what network node you're at. If you look up like fiber networks for the internet like across the United States, Minnesota's location is not like, it's not on the ocean, right? If you're on the ocean, you know, if I'm in California with the same like speed of internet, I probably have 10 millisecond ping, right? So anyways, it doesn't matter. Point is, I really doubt I'm going to notice the difference between 50 and 30 millisecond ping on this account. I might notice the slightly better ping on other accounts. So anyways, yeah, dual streaming with Twitch should be doable soon. I have 0 drop frames so far, by the way. Have I had any lag? The one thing I have had a problem with when I've tried to do 4K recording in the past is that 4K recording in OBS just gets borked, and like it drops a ton of frames, even though it doesn't like give me an error. So does anyone have any issues with this stream so far? Like when I'm panning, is it like smooth, whatever for you? I mean, there could be issues on your end, to be clear, but 4K takes a ton of space, yes, but I'm kind of intending to upgrade my storage situation anyway. I was planning a while ago, so one thing I'm thinking though is like if I'd be down with trying to make 4K videos if I can fix my storage space problem. Maybe it's justification to, like, when I upgrade my storage space, just spend a little bit of extra money and get a better CPU that can process 4K footage better, because maybe I was hitting a performance limitation, or maybe OBS was just bugged, I don't know. But streaming wise, it seems fine right now. So I don't know, that's cool. I can stream it 4K to multiple platforms at once, and the internet just keeps on chugging. Although for some reason my router, by the way, right now says I have no internet. It just says internet down. It's like, hey, go call your internet provider, your internet's down. Meanwhile, I'm actively receiving and sending a lot of data. So I think you're wrong, router. I don't know why it says I have no internet. I'm pretty sure it's wrong. For some reason. I watch at 480, the internet shit. I mean, yeah, like this is not going to be an upgrade for everyone, because, you know, you got to have the internet capable of watching it too. I have Spectrum? No, I have US Internet, which is a small provider that I believe only provides to... I'll show the website. US internet. This was like a starter for like, I did not even consider any place that did not have US internet already available by default. So USI is their abbreviation. They have a freaking, this is so rare by the way. They have a coverage map for where they offer fiber. So plans and pricing wise is very simple. 500 for 65. It's fiber, actual fiber, so it's both ways. You can technically do 2.5 and 10 gig, except to apartment buildings you can't, because it's like split between the different whatever. So you know, so I'm on this one because I don't know, $10 more for why not? Maybe I'll care. It's realistically 500 versus 1 gig. Does it really matter? No, but it matters for monkey brain. But anyways, I've never seen this from any other provider. So this is Minnesota, and you can see this is where they are. I believe this is the only place they are. Oh no, they're in Wisconsin too. There you go. But like everyone has positive opinions about them. I don't know if I've seen a negative opinion. I'm sure someone's had a negative experience, mind you, but everyone has positive experiences about them, and like you can just, all these green dots are places with buildings so the green area is where they have like fiber laid out where they can service, but like this random building on 45th Street West might not actually have fiber to the house yet, and like you might have to pay a little bit extra for the install kind of thing. It might be a little bit longer to get it installed. But like theoretically you should be able to get it in this building, but like, you know, whereas these ones with green dots, and this is actually, I actually used this and found some apartments that were not lit. Like there was apartment complexes or not complexes, just apartment buildings that had openings for apartments that were not listed on like the normal like apartment finding websites that I found through this by like clicking on these. I bet I can find one. I just have to find one that says like, yeah, see, Garfield Apartment Partners LLC. So like I just searched for Garfield Apartment Partners and then found their like actual website and then found what apartments they had open. And the fact that USI has them listed here means that this building has USI already, right? So, anyways, we'll do the new theater I think on the casual account, by the way. Otherwise, I think I'll save doing a proper theater stream to tomorrow. Where did we go? So yeah, anyways, this was like the starter for me. Like, it had to be available, and this was like a big reason why this provider was the reason I chose to live in this area. I'm not going to tell you specifically where, but this area. So why is there a hole here? What is this? What happened here? I feel like this is just like Comcast has some legal agreement or whatever. Anywho's, but yeah. Damn, that's expensive. It's not that. This internet is not expensive for the US. Not for this speed. This is like very competitive one fiber speeds for the price. It's actually cheap. Especially for the quality of service from what I've seen. No bullshittery. So anyways, if I get 150 megabits for $10 down, would I choose that versus 75? Yeah, probably. So anyways, so that's why your live usage slow down for no reason. Not necessarily. It could be why. Like those issues could be YouTube. Like mind you, like YouTube's ingest server can have their own problems. I usually didn't have problems with my internet other than on rare occasion. Not rare occasion. It was relatively uncommon. Not rare. But now it should be really uncommon. So anyways. Have Spectron as its only provider your apartment offers goes in and out so much. Yeah. We'll see how this one is, but yep. Also I paid for a fancy router. I bought a Unify Dream Router 7. Mostly because it'll be long term. I can use it to like expand networking things in the future. Also has like it comes with all of Unify's software for like doing camera stuff or doing other related net. Unify is like a pretty well respected networking company. And I paid for the Dream Router 7 because I wanted Wi-Fi 7. And even though it's an expensive router, it's actually competitive and kind of on the cheaper end. What the frick is this? Yes. I don't know who. Anefa? What does my Anefa have currently? I do like me full attack percent Anefa. Where are you? Where are you? There you are. I do have her on an off-piece circlet. I mean, I was already considering full attack percent Anefa. And this. What's it competing with? I got nothing. I got nothing for a double crit. If this is my first 50 CV, it'd be really funny. It'd be really funny. I don't really have the fodder right now, but... Okay. It's a low roll. Does that kill the 50 CB already? I don't know. I don't care. Okay, high roll. Okay, high roll. No! Why couldn't you roll ER? Why couldn't you roll ER? Why? It's getting starred, but it's not a priority reroll. Bruh, if only those were ER rolls, I'd be so happy about that. No. No. Whatever. Okay. Yeah, the plan is to start streaming on Twitch. Not gonna like always do dual streaming. Variety content is more likely to be on Twitch. But yes, I wanna try to diversify a little bit. So I do intend to stream more on Twitch. Okie dokie. Wait, how many? I should make sure I don't farm more than I need. I might be actually kind of mostly fine now. Let's see. 12. I need 2 more. Okay. Yeah. Well, or 1 more. But honestly, 2 more because I need crystals anyways. Sweet. We're done farming today. Okay. Glorp better be added to the emotes. Maybe. I don't know what Glorp emote is, but I moved so quickly. Did I? I've been considering moving for like the whole year. Unless you mean like I'm not fully moved in. I am not. I have moved. I have set up my computer. I am not like fully moved in. I moved in. I moved like 80% of my belongings into the apartment. Most things are like organized in like a generalized sense of like unpack them so I can set these things up here or put them in storage here. But they're not actually like unpacked yet, right? Butthole put hydro on himself. Man, like Sunfire would work so well against this thing if it didn't put hydro on itself constantly, and Stygian didn't, you know, don't get me. And Stygian didn't start with 0 energy. Oh. Yes, I still need toilet paper, exactly. Man, that artifact was like, it led us on so much. It was like, it looks so nice. It was like, ah, yes, just 28 even crit damage. Ah, whatever. Yeah, the only downsides so far in the first, you know, less than a day at this apartment has just been, wow, there's more humans around, so randomly noisy a little bit more. But anyways, hello. I have my computer set up in a slightly different way than I did before, and it's kind of wigging me out because I have to like actively, consciously glance more over at chat, more than I had to before. I might have to reconfigure things. It's mostly like the same arrangement, but like the distance like my monitors are away and how they're angled is different, and it's kind of mucking with my brain.
Ad Astra.
Anyways.
Thank you for
Okay. What was I looking at? This. Okay. Let's. Oh wait, there's a new month. It's a new month, right? Sorry, I was distracted by things. Moon, hello. We need to go collect enough flowers, but is the empty-ish room causing the echo? Potentially that. Like the other room I had, I can't do shit about the echo right now. It's a larger room because I'm just set up in the living room right now. There's no carpet. Carpet does help deaden sound. There is no bed in the room. A mattress would deaden some sound, right? So, anyways, if you hear an echo, I apologize. I can't do shit about it right now. I can definitely hear it. Like my voice to me, because I can hear myself talk, right? Even with closed back headphones on right now, sounds different. Like I'm very used to what my voice sounds like as I'm yapping. And once I started yapping, I was like, that sounds weird. But there's things I can do. So one, I could potentially move to a different room that has carpet, if that seems necessary. But I think what I will try first is getting some sound panels. How much are they? That's a good question. Sound panels. I just typed in Sapuns. These are shitty ones. I'm gonna have to research them a little bit, because exactly how they are constructed matters a lot, I believe. Not necessarily the shape. I mean, the shape can matter, but I definitely don't think. Like, to be clear, they still do something. Because any kind of like I shut the window before I started streaming because there was car noises outside, and that made the sound be deadened a little bit. Like a window can deaden sound. It can also reflect sound more. But so like these would do something, and maybe I will do that for price sake. But anyways, some amount of acoustic panels, and I'll look into. Because I know people do use like stuff from Home Depot. There's different like materials I know that people use. I think this might be one of them. But anyways, there's solutions, and I've never used them before because it didn't seem super necessary. But I think it might be a little more necessary now. Well, I go for a Llama. So. The, who's in the shop? Ah, okay. But I think Llama works with the royal weapons, by the way. Not the bloom buff, but her. It might actually be kind of anyway. No, don't. I don't think royal weapons are that compelling. I just had a meme thought. Well, maybe not that meme, honestly. Anywho's, just put up heavyish curtains and an area rug. Yeah, that's okay. You know what? I'm actually just gonna add a rug to my list of things to do. List of things to buy. Rug and panels. Wrap. I already have a curtain, a heavy-ish curtain actually, but anywho's. Llama. So she's the one I'm interested in for my main account. I'll get Flynn's and Poems only. One, considering the crash out that happened for like 7 hours straight on my previous stream with the 3-unit thing, which I think is deserved. I think many people are crashing out on that. It's 2 units now, which is good. Wow, crazy. Anefa and Flynn's will actually be functional together. on my Molny account, and I'll have an actual reason to try to build and invest into him heavily. And Nefa Flins will be one of the most compelling units on the account. And also, Candace is basically as good as Ino, non C6 Ino. I have way more pity than I thought I did. What the frick? Okay, I have basically 60. Okay. Might say way to do a 10 pole, but so anyways, I'm glad they changed that. Llama's kit for using basically so we learned that Lunar Bloom is fake, by the way. Like I'm gonna like I already don't like that they called Lunar Charge a new reaction, because it's just like it's weird, right? It's a modified version of Electro Charge that does have its damage calculated fundamentally differently in a way that's like, okay, they can call it a new reaction, but the end result is something that's like not crazily different at the end of the day, and can be situationally worse, situationally better, because it's more consistent and Electro Charge is weird and the aura behaves differently, yada yada, right? Like, wow, those were some exciting standard pulls. I thought I was going to get 4-star at least. Nope, I got to 8 pity. I see. Okie dokie. Wait, we can do one more when we level up Nefa. So, like, anyways, I don't like that they called Lunar Charge a new reaction, because it wasn't, like, different enough. Like, the big thing with Lunar Charge is it's just more, like Nefa's talent damage is what's doing the majority of the damage, yada yada. You know, that's fine. It is what it is. Llama with Lunar Bloom has the same thing, where she has a line that says, oh, party member triggers the Bloom reaction, it'll be converted into the Lunar Bloom reaction. Except, what's different about it? Nothing. Literally nothing. It just says Lunar Bloom instead of Bloom on screen. And then it creates a normal Bloom core. The only difference is then the rest of Llama's kit, she gives Res Shred, she gives like the equivalent of a flat buff but for Bloom damage, and then she can make them crit. Like it's basically slightly worse than C2. Her baseline is, just with her on her own, is 15% crit rate for Blooms and 100% crit damage. And then if you have, and then getting any more Nodcry units, so doing 2 Nodcry units to max out her Nodcry racism passive, just makes Lunar Bloom damage have more crit rate currently, not normal Blooms, which is only her hold E. The only time there's Lunar Bloom damage is like a similar situation where like Nefa has talent-based Lunar Charge damage. Llama has talent-based Lunar Bloom damage with her hold E that happens every 12 seconds, so it's just like a 300k damage nuke if it crits. And I believe you usually want to build crit rate circlet on her because it seems unnecessary to do triple EM most of the time. But anywho's, it's kind of boring. Like I don't like that her Lunar Bloom basically, like there's nothing, it doesn't exist. It's not a reaction. It's not. It doesn't do anything. It just says Lunar Bloom instead of Bloom, and then it's just Bloom. Yeah, C2 Nahida gives slightly more crit rate, but like C2 Nahida doesn't give an additional 25% Dendro Res Shred. C2 Nahida does not give flat a buff to the Bloom damage, the equivalent of a flat damage buff. Like the thing is, like, Llama is just straight up better than Nahida, where Nahida was most relevant at C0, which is Hyperbloom teams. She's just better. Nahida is the first unit to be power crept out of Hyperbloom teams. Straight up. And it's like not close. I'm not even confident C2 Nahida is better, without being able to simultaneously take advantage of the def reduction, which would essentially require also doing talent damage, because the def reduction does nothing for Bloom damage, it does something for talent damage. So in the case of Sethos, for example, if I'm gonna play Sethos Inefa, like I was playing Sethos Singcho, Nahida Inefa the other day, right? Nahida should be better there than Llama should, I think. I think. Because, you know, Sethos' talent damage is benefiting meaningfully from the Death Shred, and we're getting the Blooms critting. But in Hyper Bloom, where the Death Shred is doing nothing, like you're not doing meaningful talent damage, like almost the entire team's damage is just Bloom damage, I don't know that C2 Nahida is better than her. So, but I haven't seen Calc specifically comparing that yet. And I don't really like that. Like, I don't know. She's like this vibe is that the vibe I have is that the Hoyoverse looked at an archetype. They're like, what do we want to do for this archetype that we can make stronger to put it up to the new DPS threshold, which is apparently 110, it's 100,000 to 110,000 DPS. Damage per second is their new damage threshold for like strong teams. So they looked at Hyperbloom and like, okay, we can make this new unit that makes this archetype this much stronger. And apparently they are fine with power creeping the Archon and doing that in this context. But then they're trying to it feels like they're trying to convince people, oh, it's not just power creep. No, it's a new reaction. It's so new. It's completely new. It's a new thing. It's not power creep. It's new. It doesn't do anything. It's just more buffs for that team archetype than Nahida. The only thing Nahida has is she's more generalist, technically. But like, we're like new content will probably not. Like, there will be content where you won't be able to clear with Nahida Hyperbloom versus Llama Hyperbloom. So I don't know how to feel about that. And do I want to reward them by pulling that character? Like, the temptation that I have is you know, if you watch me, I kind of am a hater of C2 Nahida. It's one of the constellations I regret, and I really wish I could turn it off, and I would leave it off most of the time outside of the situations where I'm comfortable being like, yeah, I'm fine with just being like, I'm doing high investment bullshit today. But like most of the time, I'd rather leave it off. Now, it's like, okay, they power crap Nahida, so I just might leave it on because, hey, I have C2 Nahida, but they power crap Nahida anyway, so who cares? At least now my Nahida's slightly less power crept. And that, but like, do I just skip Llama because I have C2 Nahida kind of thing? But my temptation is to get Llama to just never use Nahida, basically, because Llama has some upsides over Nahida, some downsides. Like Llama does apply less Dendro, but it doesn't really matter. So I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it right now. I'm not gonna commit going for Llama. Ultimately, we will see what the characters in 6.1 look like when those characters are running, and I'll be able to decide what I want there. By the way, I know has O-Cage Hydra application with 2 non-cry units in the team, and really bad Hydra application with no non-cry units. If you're Zajef, she's just shit universally, but I like that she has low energy costs, that she has targeted single target application without doing normal attacks. I think that has niche use cases, and I like that it's a sub 15 second cooldown. Like, she should work maybe even more pleasantly than Candace with Arlecchino. Maybe, probably not. And I prefer Candace anyways because I think it'll be more fun. But $10, y'all. Thank you. I feel like you do all the donations lately. Makes sense because I give no benefit to them. I appreciate it. The new reaction feels like when they said Numa and Oja collide to do an annihilation reaction. Lunar feels like this nation's vision gimmick they had in Fontaine. Kind of, yeah. I know it's only relevant with Flynn's or with a Nefa. Right now, it seems like only with Flynn's. And if you have C6 Candace and don't have C6 Ino, C6 Candace should be about equivalent. Not because Candace's buff is actually better for Flynn's, but simply because the total amount of Hydra application and both of them fit in shorter rotations is fine. So if you already have C6 Candace and already have her built, yeah. So, anyways, outside of the context of again not having to do normal attacks and whatever, did you duck goose to Jeff? No, I didn't have time to like make the clip. Well, okay, someone else made the clip, but I didn't. I was gonna go and edit my clip like for higher quality footage, so I haven't yet. Sorry, someone else can if you want with the clip that was created. How many years until a Hydro Claymore user? Next patch. I know's a Hydro Claymore. So anyways, I don't know. I know might be kind of interesting in a DPS for fun, but again, I also really like the character. I dislike the character's design, so I don't know. I'm still biased against it. Location was going to be a little needing 2 Nogcry units. I don't know. Singcha was doing some new instructor artifact set for more EM buffing, and I know herself buffs EM. So like I know with Sethos might actually be pretty okay, but I don't know if I want to commit to leveling her just for Sethos, because again, it might be a significant downside because of even with 2 seconds every 2 seconds she applies hydro. That's a lot less than St. Joe, and that might be a lot less blooms. It might be less lunar charge. Well, no, the lunar charge procs. Well, no, because the hydro is getting consumed for with dendro application. You might just completely lose your lunar charge because she doesn't apply enough hydro with dendro potentially. With dendro and electro, mind you. So, anyways. Wait, what? The stream died? It wasn't me. I had no problems on my end, unless it was the OBS software issue. Interesting. I have no drop frames. Let me check something. Let me check YouTube's end. This is what we're testing. The stream's current bitrate is higher than... Why? I used what your freaking webpage said. Is higher than the recommended bitrate. We recommend you use a bitrate of 6,800 kilobits per second. Fuck you, YouTube. Your page literally says... Or maybe I looked at the wrong thing. Let me check. Bap. YouTube streaming bit rates. Wait, can anyone clarify for me in chat? Does it give you the 4K option? Am I actually streaming at 4K? It should be, because I set OBS to 4K. But it was something on YouTube's end. Stream resolution detection with custom stream keys and like. By default, YouTube will automatically detect your resolution and frame rate. Is it because I didn't manually select it? Oh, I see. I didn't know. I didn't read enough. I just looked at this, and I thought it would automatically detect. Hold, please. Okay. Where do I? Let's see. Create a custom key and choose turn on. Wait, a custom key. That might require an OBS restart. Customization. I think I can't do that without ending my stream. Okay. Well. Frick you, YouTube. That's what I say. I guess I can't properly test this right now because YouTube lied to me. We'll automatically detect it. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Well, that sucks. I wanted to, like, properly test. My internet hasn't had a problem, at least, but YouTube is annoying. I'll have to figure out where to, like, manually configure that later. I don't know where. We ending the stream? No, we're going to do some other things. But I guess that ends the test. I thought it should have been at 4K automatically, but it was not. Okay, slightly annoyingly, I can change my bitrate midstream. I'll just put it back down to 7,000. I'm still outputting 4K, but also it still says OBS still says it's doing 40,000, even though I just updated it. Okay, I'm gonna hit stop streaming and start streaming. 1 second. Okay, because that might fix the problem on YouTube's end, right? I don't want YouTube to keep on, because presumably I'm sending too much data to YouTube, and YouTube's like, so, you know, I'd rather you guys have a decent viewing experience. I confirmed that my internet handles it, at least. And now we're streaming at 7,000, which probably won't make much of a difference because apparently YouTube wasn't properly accepting 40,000 anyways. But I'll have to look into the manual settings that apparently you have to do. It doesn't surprise me that they don't automatically do 4K, I guess, because it costs them more money to allow people to do 4K, so they just like don't let you do that unless you manually configure, is my guess. So, oh well. Now we're streaming at my normal bitrate, except for OBS is outputting at 4K, but I think YouTube is just like, no, I don't accept that. 1080p for you. Anyways, what's the plan for the stream? Getting distracted. I was gonna level up Nefa. I should be able to get her to 80 today. Collect. Let's go. Is there a team buffing Claymore? Technically there is. There's a Kyra no. Aqua Makyra? Where? There it is. Makyra Aquamarine. There you go. That one. Apparently I have the materials to ascend. Is it that good of a buff? Not really, but it's something. It's worth considering, honestly. It might be best in slot on Ino, theoretically, with Flins. And that might make Ino better than Candace for Flins. Might. Like, a pre-C6. C6 Ino is just better than Candace, because C6 Ino gives a bunch of crap. We should put in somebody in the team. Who needs a Bennett? Me. No, we don't need Bennett. We can put in Miss Kachina. Hello.
Another chance
to. Oh man, I'm so sore. My muscles are sore. I was moving so much yesterday and today. Just like constant movement for like well over 8 hours straight. Not, I mean, like with some breaks, mind you, but quite a lot of physical activity. I'm fine, mind you. Like, I'm not dead. It's just like, you know, you've been using the muscles. Who's gonna C6 Ino on release? Not many people, right? Which is why it's important to acknowledge that, like, yeah, Candace can basically be equivalent. It's very, very good for polearms only. Very good for polearms only. Only problem for polearms only is, like, it'll be interesting to test if Xiao on Vivi is better than Eon-san. I hope at least Xiao on Vivi is competitive with Eon-san. Because I think that'll be interesting. To see. And like that's gonna be a compelling, like most likely I'll want Eons on a lot of times for other teams, or not most of the time, but oftentimes, right? And being able to have a compelling use case for Xiao on VV, right? Because before it's just like, okay, one of the rare sources of red shred is nice. I forgot one. Is nice, but not good enough. Usually relative to the other options, for the fact that Xiao is doing nothing other than VV, and the account has so many other strong options for units. But with Stygian Onslaught and needing 3 teams, and potentially wanting Eons on Chevrolet, maybe on the same team, maybe on different teams, I think it's compelling, right? I think it'll be one of the most compelling teams. So Xiao might be meta on polarms only. Med is probably not the right word. It would trigger Zajeff. So I should keep on saying it. But yeah. Is Llama gonna power creep Nahida? It seems like not for quicken, like. Well, I don't know if I've seen anyone calc it yet. Does Llama? Let me check. Let's go to Haunt. Did you get? Characters. Miss Llama. I'll show it literally. I don't care. Sue me. Well, don't, please. No, yeah, don't. Go after Zajev. So she gives Res Shred. And that's Dendro Res Shred. When Llama's elemental skill or attacks from blah 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 hit. Okay. And Hydro Res. So, like, is Llama better for Alhaitham than Nahida? I'm trying to think like non-bloom Alhaitham, right? Just pure spread Alhaitham. This might make her just better than Nahida for Alhaitham. I'm not confident. Yeah, Nahida's particle gen is probably better. If I recall, she generates one particle, or every time her skill hits, it's a 2/3 chance to generate one particle, which is kind of shit. With no Deepwood, put her on Deepwood. Why do you think you can't put Llama on Deepwood? Llama on Deepwood seems to be best in slot on a lot of contexts right now. So, and then if you do Alhaitham Bloom, you just immediately yes. If you're doing Alhaitham Bloom, just definitely yes. But I'm just trying to think of context. Like, does she power creep Nahida in other contexts too because of this? I don't know. But like, I don't know, man. Like, and it's funny. Like part of me really wants a unit that makes Quicken better. Like, I'd be down with a Quicken Chevrolet, right? Preferably a 4-star, but I'd be down with a Quicken Chevrolet, right? The thing is, though, if they release a Quicken Chevrolet, Nahida has nothing. I think Nahida has literally nothing. Like, if they release a Quicken Chevrolet C2 Nahida, it's probably irrelevant. Well, you could still play C2 Nahida in Quicken Chevrolet, so I guess it probably would be still really good. But like, would a non C2 Nahida be good if a Quicken Chevrolet releases? I don't know. This one's underground, right? Yeah. Oh, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if I want them to release a unit that might power creep Nahida in other contexts. I mean, yeah, they could be an Electro unit, but you could do other Dendros. Like, what does Nahida offer that much over other Dendros? I mean, maybe you need the extra Dendro application, I guess. But Quicken doesn't require that much Dendro application, just wants some amount of sustained Dendro application to keep up Quicken. And then it's just like, okay, if they release a new, again, like a Quicken Chevrolet that just buffs a bunch. So I don't know. I think it's crazy that they're basically just, like Nahida was truly the most relevant in Hyperbloom. I think it's kind of crazy that they're just basically power creeping Nahida in her most relevant context. And like Yelan is still relevant for like double Hydra Hyperbloom, but they power creep Nahida. What? Where's the entrance? Over there. Okay. Oh, good job. Is there supposed to be paint in this water, by the way? This is the worst drinking water in Teyvat. That's paint in the water, no? How is she being power crept? 25% Dender Res Shred a flat damage buff for bloom damage for 18 instances of bloom damage, and making blooms have a 15% chance to crit with just her alone. You don't need 2 non-cry units. Is just better than Nahida for bloom contexts, and she might be situationally better, or probably maybe a side grade to Nahida in other contexts. So wait, I already came down here. Where did I just walk past them in the entrance? Is Nahida's off-field Dendro better than her? No. Like, total amount of application is better on Nahida. But it doesn't really matter that often unless you need it for shield breaking. Like, she'll be situationally better. Where the frick is it? Is it up above and I just missed something up above? I'll get this quick, though. I think there's one over here. Yeah. Yoink. Okay. Use them together on any teams? Yeah, you probably will be able to. What specifically? I don't know. I don't have anything on the top, off the top of my head. Oh, I see. Here they are. Okay. Hello, hello. What a problem. The screen of shame. Over here. Yeah, I don't know. 5-unit teams. Would 5-unit teams bring any characters back? I don't know. I want to make my own version of a what? No, my notepad's not open. I want to make my own version of a what character should be buffed video. Typed it down. Oh yeah, I did message Kip. I think we're gonna jump on a call and try to make Bongo Fox a reality. Although I'm gonna have to figure out the programming for it, I think, because I don't think the software. I don't even think the pro version of the software I use can interface with tapping or computer inputs. But I have some friends that can help me, and also one of the good things about large language models is actually their ability to help you learn programming things. And I have enough foundational knowledge I should be able to figure out how to do it. So I'm gonna have to program my own application for Bongo Fox, but that's fine. Back over here, I guess. Honestly, I could have just walked there. The time it took me to do that, but anyways. Definitely Shenhe. Yeah. Shenhe would definitely get a buff from that. Llama to Nahida spread and quicken teams be better than using Nahida herself. I mentioned that before for like spread teams specifically. Like so Tignari or okay, wait, Kenichi's not spread, but Kenichi is doing a bunch of Dendrid. That's weird. What's Kenichi's best team? It's Muika, Bennett, or Eons on Emily, right? F me, I really hope Llama is not better than Emily for Kenich. I'm gonna probably do theater on my casual account. I'll do a dedicated theater stream on the other accounts, like the How Fun is theater stream tomorrow, I think. I don't have the energy right now. How much damage does... I'm gonna go to GC Sim quick. Because I believe... Wait, does Llama need Hydro for her to trigger her Lunar Bloom? I think she... For her big nuke damage, I think she does. Because she gets Verdant Dew stacks from Bloom being triggered. So... Maybe Llama for Burgeon Kanich is better? I imagine Llama's better for Burgeon Kaniche. Like maybe Llama will make Burgeon Kaniche a properly real thing, and maybe that would be better than Emily. Like Llama, Muika, Eon-san, Kaniche. Like you don't use Nahida to be clear for Kaniche before, so I think this is actually an interesting context that would make me consider pulling here, unironically. Like having interesting team options. Like if she makes Burgeon archetypes better, that'd be cool, right? Oh, there's no Hydro. Oh, that's true. Derp. Farina. Wait, there's no healer. Prototype Amber. I have C2 Farina. Yep. Anyways, I don't know. That'll be an interesting thing to see. But now we're gonna go to the database. Get started. All right, I finished drinking my caffeine. I've had 3 caffeinated sodas today. It's been an unhealthy day. Kaniche. I want to see what Emily does in a Kaniche team. Not a C6R5. 510k DPS though. Big wow. It's with a C6 Moika and C Lolly though. Cool. Cool story, bro. Okay. C0R1 Emily. Okay. So is it really only 90k? What about Emily with Sig and Kaniche with a 5-star weapon? Why is it so hard to find an Emily with Sig weapon? The frick? That isn't C6. Like everyone apparently uses either C6 according to GC Sim calcs. Everyone either uses C6 R5 Emily or uses Deathmatch Emily. There's no in between apparently. What the frick? Why? Why are the only simulations on GC Sim with Emily and Kaniche C0 low investment or C6 investment? What the This is everything. This is all the simulations people have submitted. Like, if I was motivated to and thought it would be really, really beneficial, maybe I would do it. But like, what? Why? Anyways, whatever. We'll look at the 90k one. Uses Auron. Is Eon-san not on GC Sim yet? That's interesting. Like Eon-san or Bennett is what? Whatever. We don't need to worry about it. I just want to see what Emily's damage contribution is, which wouldn't really change. Emily's doing 24,000 DPS. Okay. Which is... She has full uptime through it. This is a 20-second rotation, right? I think so. So I'll just divide by 20. Or times 20. 24,000 times 20 is 480,000. So Llama, for reference, if you do Burgeon Kaniche with Llama provides, buffing the bloom damage. She provides Dendra Red Shred, which buffs the bloom damage, but also buffs Kaniche's talent damage. And if you are generating enough Verdant Dews to do her hold skill every rotation, she will get a 300,000 damage nuke. Well, not always. I think it has to crit, if I recall. That is kind of interesting. Oops, I had the thing up still. Derp. Can Llama heal? No. So without C2 Farina, it would have to be a Yelan Xingqiu route. And I mean Yelan, even with C2 Farina, Yelan Xingqiu might be better for various reasons. You can do EM Muika? Yeah. That would be the idea. It would be Muika, Hydra unit, Llama. Kaniche. That'd be really cool if Llama does make Virgin Kaniche competitive with, or better. I'd be fine with that too. Competitive with that would be a context that would probably convince me to pull her, because that's something new that Nahida doesn't do and isn't like power creep, because it's actually a new like Virgin isn't new, but you know, but I don't know. It's a new interfacing with existing units that isn't just, you know, pull the new units and use the new character with new units to get big damage, right? So we'll see. We'll see. C1 she unlocks healing. I mean, yes, I could pull C1 Llama, but the thing is, C1 Llama is only on fielder healing. So I don't think it's a crazy amount of healing either. So especially with the Kaniche, I think you still would need C2 Farina. It's just like C1 Llama with C2 Farina with like this Kaniche Virgin context would probably, would probably just be a lot better because you don't have to use Prototype Amber. Like there's Llama's signature weapon, there is the craftable weapon, and there is, oh come on, please, and there is the new craftable. The new craftable you only use on Llama if she is the one triggering blooms, which I don't know if she would be in that context, but anyways. Llama basically a Scofier but for Dendro DPSs? No. I don't think so. She's basically just a unit that makes Bloom DPSing, so Nilou Bloom goes up to like 100, oh, it depends, I think. Nilou weird. Nilou's really dependent on how many blooms you generate, and figuring out your healing situation's a little awkward potentially. Not for Farina, just because you need healing to not die. But Nilou Llama, I've seen ranges from like 80 to 100k assumptions for single target. Nilou's strength will still be AoE, mind you. And then over here, and then Nilou, or sorry, not Nilou, and then Hyper Bloom is like something nonsense. I only saw the Jeff Scouts actually for Hyper Bloom, so a little bit limited. I should go check out others. But it was 110k, and I trust his calcs on that because he plays Xingqiu. He plays Xingqiu Hyper Bloom a lot, so I think he's very familiar with the overall like core generation. I think he has enough understanding of that team in order to calc it really well. Like his assumptions are probably fairly accurate. So 110k DPS with Hyper Bloom is actually just bonkers. It's just one of the best teams in the game. Like, okay. Should work with Kave. Shatterbloom Kave? Eh. Kave in general? Potentially. I don't think it's gonna be crazy. I don't think she makes Kave a good unit. But she might help wheelchair him. You count Nuvi, Farina, and Nefa. Oh, frick me, of course he did. Nuvi, Farina, and Nefa Llama for around 120k DPS. Well, at least Nuvilat is still being kept relevant. It's arguably a good thing for the health of the game if Nuvilat is not being, like, power crept. Wenzo with the NGN 4000. I'm a millionaire, guys. Thanks, Wenzo. I appreciate it. I have no idea what that currency is. So I choose to believe I am now one of the richest people on the planet with $1 million. You might be like, how did $1 million make you do? How did I miss a freaking thing up there? God dang it, brain. Frick. How did $1 million make me the richest person on the planet? Well, one of the privileges you get as a rich person is you can pretend you're better than other people. And therefore, I pretend I'm better than other rich people. Does Llama heal? Not without C1. Well, no. Prototype Amber. Don't you forget it. Don't you forget it. Don't. Proto Amber. And she has energy needs. Your signature weapon and the craftables don't give energy. Unironically, like in Nilu Bloom teams, I could see people using Prototype Ember without Farina. Proto Ember's kind of a low heal. Right now, it seems like Llama is kind of flexible for the well, I guess if you're using, you probably want to do fully infused Prototype Ember. I mean, yeah, in Nilu Bloom teams, the healing is not going to be that high. I mean, you could do Maidens if you can get away with Deepwood and someone else. Like, it's going to be a damage downgrade, to be clear. Like, mind you, obviously, it's going to be a damage downgrade to use Prototype Amber. But if you need, but you know what's more of a damage downgrade? Death. Death is much more of a damage downgrade. If you need the healing, you need the healing. Are you going to use Prototype Amber to min-max in Stygian? Probably not. But elsewise, I don't know. I think it'll be compelling. I think it'll be compelling. No, no, don't get me wrong. I didn't say Nilu Bloom with Llama and only Llama on Proto Ember. But like there's concerns that Baiju won't, but depending on how much actual damage output you're doing with Nilu Bloom, that Baiju might not be enough. Right? Baiju might not be enough to make you live. So anyway, oh, Wenzo gifted a membership. I think Llama's overtuned. I think if any nerfs happen, Llama is likely to get one. I think she might be a bit too strong. I don't know why I'm attacking this. So anyways, Flynn. Let's talk about Flynn's. I'm sure I'm gonna enjoy him in poems only a lot. Like, I think he's mostly intended from a wow, look at all them numbers on the screen, that's fun kind of way. His actual gameplay though is basically like Varesa. Hello. Is like Varesa-ish, but he just mostly stands there a lot more. Like it doesn't seem anywhere near as like actively mentally engaging with what he is doing, but you see a lot of numbers on screen. So I don't know. Sad you won't see his animation. I don't mind that much personally. I think you use his big bursts either to do like some front-loaded damage situationally or whatever. By the way, Flynn's has I believe Flynn's C1 and weapon is very good. I think you kind of want his weapon with his C1 if you're going to get C1. So, high investment bullshit. But on poems only, having units that have the ability to scale well with higher investment is a pretty big deal. So I have a guarantee, assuming we were correct and that I tracked my crap properly on poems only. I have a guarantee on poems only, and I can guarantee C0 Flynn's. It should be doable to get C1 Flynn's and doable to get his weapon. So like, it should be one of the most compelling teams in the account. So like, I don't have Sucrose for Flynn's, right? Flynn's best team is going to be 6-6 I know, Sucrose, Flynn's, and Nefa. And I don't have Sucrose, and I probably will never have Sucrose, but I do have Xiao. I do have Xiao. And then Emily can use the new support artifact set on the team, the new instructor set. Unless I put Inefa on. No, I think you do tenacity on Inefa, and then yeah, just use the new instructor's Nod Cry Pro Max. Anyways, it shouldn't like with like 5-star investment, like Flynn's on polearms only should perform very closely with a little bit additional investment, very closely to like a Flynn's on a normal account, and that's a pretty cool and pretty big deal, I would say. Oh yeah, it's gonna level you up, derp. Frick. Okay, it's fine. Does anyone know if okay, let's do this quick. Does anyone know if Anefa's talent damage, does it see like a transformative reaction level increase in damage from level 90 versus 80, or is it just like a normal talent damage character that scales on attack where just like a 2% DPS increase? Yeah, supposedly Yelan is running with Flynn's. Yelan is probably not better than Ino because of longer rotation times. She probably is worse than a C0 Ino. A C6 Yelan might be better. might. 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 Seen people saying 90er is best. I think it's people making assumptions, though. I haven't seen actual proof of it. I don't know. I would like to say I just have the resources, just say, yeah, whatever, let's just level 90 and go test that. But like, I want to level 90 Varessa. I want to level 90 of Varessa. And Varessa is like doing a majority of the team's damage, so a 2% DPS increase on her is like worth it if I'm going to play her regularly. Like, obviously, level 90ing any unit that's doing a bunch of damage is just eventually worthwhile. At least from a Stygian Onslaught perspective. Mies videos, I think it was where I saw. Okay, if Mies said it, I'd like to believe it. So, Could about Lunar Charge apparently is not as strong as a lot of reactions. So what's the point of it? The point is it looks different. I mean, it theoretically changes how you should build characters, but like at the end of the day, it's just a more consistent version of Lunar Charge with a little bit of a different aura. I've seen some people doing some things with how the aura works in order to more consistently get reactions triggered off of it. Like I think Overvape Arlecchino, I believe, works as well as it does because the aura works different, as far as I'm aware. So tenacity on a Nefa and new set on Lino, yeah, generally speaking, which is kind of annoying. Like on this account, I like. Especially because I'm going to be playing with Sethos. Even when I'm only playing solo with Nefa, I might switch to the new set. Particularly just because it'll lower her... It won't lower her... I mean, it will lower the ER needs, but like... She wants a lot of energy. I think I might put her on the new set just by default on this account. I don't know. But on Polearms only, she's always going to be on Tenacity. So... yeah, I don't know. Kind of a weird state of things, I suppose. Her Hydra app looked really, really good in the demo I saw. I mean, unless something was borked, her Hydra app is only one Hydro every 2 seconds, as far as I'm aware, which is fine. Like Zajeff says it's really bad. I don't think it's really bad. It's fine. It's not incredible, but you need 2 non-cry units, so she's just meant to be like a non-cry enabler. Like she's good for a free unit, I would say. And I like that we have another option for Hydra application, particularly as a unit that's free, that does not require normal attacks, and has low energy cost. Right. C2 Shalona and instructors be better than Sucrose on Flynn's teams. That's kind of that's a good question. Sucrose with new event weapon is theoretically buffing what? What weapon do you use on her? Because damage bonus ain't doing shite. Is there a better weapon for her? Wait. Does key work? No way. Does it? No, it doesn't, because it's not normal. Yeah, no. Right? No, it's just when you rush into enemies. A 7-second cooldown. And you get the stacks for 20. and Flynn's works in short rotations. So like it takes 3 rotations. Or it doesn't necessarily take 3 rotations. I think the first rotation you could do like you immediately start a rotation with skill on Shilonen, do your setup of your off-fielders, switch back to Shilonen, wait like 3 extra seconds, do another skill, so you get the second stack, and then you do Flynn's things, and then next rotation it'll start being at max stacks. Okay, that's kind of funny. I think Key of Cautious Suit might be best in slot if you do. The Key of Cautious Suit on Shallonen might just make C0 Shallonen better than Sucrose. But like in a weird way. This is weird stuff. You're not. I feel like Zajef is. If I tell this is Zajef, he's just gonna be like, no, no, you're stupid, Saluna, for your stupid shenanigans. But like this does shit all. I think you just do Fab, to be clear. Fab is love, Fab is life. But and Flynn's could use the energy. But you know, I was just a thinking. Anyways, the question was C2 Shallonen. Like it gives energy. It reduces energy needs, and Flynn's uses energy, and reduces burst cooldown. What does that do for him? What do that do? Oh, I shouldn't have showed the images. That's actually how you get strucken. By Hoyo. What does it do? Because it only reduces it would only reduce the cooldown of the 70 cost burst, right? I don't know if it does anything other than energy. But it gives enough energy to do his small burst. Can you quick swap on him? I haven't seen clarification of that. Can you do what you do with Versa? Can you quick swap with him? Is it time to pull for the key? I'm not going to recommend pulling key for that context. I just think it's an interesting idea. Yeah, so you would use instructors. So like instructors, 120 EM versus like Sucrose's 200 EM, right? And same res shred. So, by the way, there's something big that's lost, though. One of the reasons I think a lot of people might be forgetting why Sucrose is best in slot for Flynn's. Everyone's favorite. Nodcry is definitely a buff to Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers because the Lunar Reaction damage type, because it counts as a transformative reaction technically, doesn't scale on damage bonus. Therefore, but it does scale on your attack. Getting more attack, really good. So, I don't think it's better with C2 Shallonen because of Thrilling Tales. I don't think so. Doesn't it say the cooldown can't be changed? I thought that was just the skill. But either way, I don't think it benefits, because I don't think it benefits the mini burst, but you still get the energy. So I don't know, it's weird. Like, it might be pretty compelling. I think Nahi to C2 makes her more viable to use with Llama teams? Probably. I just don't know what the exact balance would be. Like, if you do Nahi to... Like, how do you do Nahi to Llama? Nahi to C2 Llama. You'll get 35% crit rate. And 120% crit damage, I think. For blooms. So that's going to be a lot of blooms critting. It's going to be strong. And then Nilu. So like high investment bullshit Nilu, right? So Key of Cautious Suit Nilu, Nahi to C2, Llama C0, maybe with her weapon, maybe not, I don't know. And then you normally would want, you're doing double Dender, you probably want a second Hydro. So a Hydro healer, which means Kokomi. But in cranking up your bloom damage so much, you're also, ow, you're dying. I don't know if Kokomi will heal enough. I don't know. Like, it might be too much bloom damage. It might be too much bloom damage. Think they regret how strong Thrilling Tales is? I doubt it. I mean, they just balance catalyst units around it. Making Sucrose this strong in this context might be something they regret, because they probably didn't think about the full future nuances of like how Sucrose, because so much buffing, can do Thrilling Tales, can do VV and DM buffing. That's a lot of buffs, right? So, yeah. And yeah, so C0 sucrose will work perfectly fine. C1 can be kind of nice. This can be fine. It's burst duration extension. Grouping is nice sometimes, right? Outside of grouping, there's not a ton of reason to use sucrose's burst for Flynn's teams. This is weird, not really that relevant unless you're DPSing sucrose. Same thing for these. And then this is 20% damage bonus, which is not relevant for Flynn's team. So basically a C0 sucrose is perfectly fine for Flynn's. So yeah. Assuming you have it, by the way, Flynn's is still, like, Flynn still really wants an FO. Like, if you really want Flynn's and you have enough pulls, like right now the estimated pulls for next patch are around 105, if I recall, for free to play. And that's the full patch, mind you. But presumably it's relatively front loaded with the stuff in the mail, like, and whatever. But that also probably doesn't, actually no, I think the estimate doesn't include the stuff in the mail, because the estimate from 5.0 last year was about the same, but then the actual wishes in 5.0 were like 20 or 30 higher. That'll probably happen again, where it's higher than the estimate because of whatever. Point being that there's like a decent amount of wishes you'll be able to get during Flynn's banner, assuming Flynn's is first half even. And then there's like what, a pities, I think a pities worth of free to play pulls this patch. And again, that counts like the whole patch. So I don't know, it depends on like your current resources, whatever. Factoring in worst case scenarios, obviously getting 2 5-stars back to back, it's 300 wishes potentially, or more if you get really lucky. But I'm just saying, like, if you want to have a lot more options for strong Flynn's teams, it's a strong consideration to try to go for an FF for him. But it also, as always, depends on what kind of freaking content you care about, right? If you don't care about Sigian, you know, you'll probably be fine. Gonna be a 5.9. Gonna go straight to 6. It'll go to 6. They've never done a 5.9. What am I doing? Why am I here? I mean, I don't know why I'm here. Oh, wait, an F level. Sure. Oh, I got something yesterday. Did my farming. I thought this was going to be an Anefa upgrade. I was like, holy, look at that flower that I got. And this is the old flower. This was the new one. You tell me what the difference is. The sad part is, so this started with minimum crit rate, and then did the first 2 rolls into crit rate, but all of them were minimum rolls. I was just like, oh man. And then the crit damage was also starting with max roll, if I recall. It was high roll or max roll, one of the two. So it low rolled into crit damage. Might have been a min roll. And then the attack percent started low roll, and I think this is a mid roll. And then low flat attack rolls. Like, bruh. 4-line artifact murdered by low rolls. I hate low rolls. I really hate it. It's actually the only real thing I truly hate about artifacts, other than the fact that Mihoyo refuses to design more creative artifacts and instead just was like, here, use these. Just creates artifacts for, use these artifacts and these characters mostly. They do some cool ones, right? So, time to reroll? Yeah, I guess I'll lock it. I don't know. It's an interesting one to reroll. This one I'm kind of fine with the balance because like it has like higher crit rate rolls and a little bit higher attack rolls, right? Crit damage rolls are low, but like, you know, I kind of like the balance of this one. Whereas this one is just like, it just looks so much worse. It's not that much worse. These are basically the same ass piece. But I didn't need the same ass piece, so, you know. Lame. Ascend. Oh, frick, I keep... Okay. So probably save my pyrocrystals, because Durin is someone I'm very likely to get. I know I have a bunch of hydrocrystals. I know is someone I think I am. If the Sethos thing comes to fruition, big maybe. Llama, big maybe. Animo, huh? I mean, Vark is a while away. Cryo. probably no cryo units releasing anytime soon, but I think I have like none anyway. So, and Geo, I don't have many Geo. Okay, well, I have one of these right now, right? This is the second elastic send, is it? We'll add the crystal situation, man. Yeah, I can get more dust. It's not a problem on my account. I mean, I do Welkins and whatever, so I have enough wishes. I get enough stardust. That's not really a problem. That I probably need more than that. On my casual account though, ugh. I'm literally on my casual account, assuming I get Sit Lolly, and I do intend to still. I'm gonna have to like farm twice as many boss drops just to get Sit Lolly leveled fully, or just not fully ascend her maybe. Stupid. Anyways, how many of these can I make for? I can make 29. How many do you need? You need the equivalent of 18 plus. This is slightly more than I need for Durin. So I could convert some of those. Oh, I can create a crap ton of these. Jesus. Why do I have so many hydro crystals? Okay, I'll do hydro. I'm sure I'm going to regret it, because hydro, right? And the concern is Ino, but oh well. Ino's damage isn't relevant enough unless I'm doing DPS Ino for me to care that much. Wait, I have 9? Oh, okay, well, whatever. 5 for now. Okay. And no, don't do that yet. Not yet. Crystal situation is indeed rough. It's fun. The stupid crystal situation makes me so much more interested in just doing high investment BS, like getting constellations with my resources, rather than pulling characters or building new units. Like, rather get C2s at Lolly. Didn't even try, but I would rather. I did. C2s at Lolly doesn't cost me crystals or anything else. Okay. Lanyan. Exactly. If it was Lanyan, would have been a legendary moment caused by new internet. Higher ping gets you higher numbers of Lanyans. Wait, not higher ping, lower ping. Anyways, I know it's gonna be 4-star Farina. I mean, that's a way to describe her. 4-star Farina for non-cry units, except there's probably going to be a 5-star Farina for non-cry units, and maybe she'll be good in a generalized sense. Purple Crystal in every boss that will eliminate. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to do her final ascension yet. I was considering going into people's worlds to do her final ascension. I'm going to hold off because... Anyone know how long her story quest is? So I can do her story quest, my point. And the story quest will give me, I think, 2 gold crystals, functionally. No, 1. Well, 1 is better than none. Also, it gives me enough of these. I forgot it gives you those 2, but honestly, I need the crystals anyway, so it doesn't matter that I wasted resin for those. I just need these. Mona is 4-star Farina? Kind of, yeah. Yeah, does anyone know how long this takes? I might be down to do it tonight. This is just a chill, relax, and stream. I was going to explore, but maybe we'll do that instead. I haven't done the trials yet. Okay, I want to go... There's so much to do in this freaking update I haven't touched yet. I've been distracted moving. There's people that have under 100%ed everything, and I've been just real life. Ew. Not super long, 2 hours if you don't yap that much? Okay. Well... Let's go to the other accounts quick, and then we'll come back. They put Sing Cho in with Hydro enemies? Oh, there's no, now they're not Hydro enemies. Okay. Ramp. By the way, well, no, it shouldn't be that hard. Well, it's going to be annoying. the lunar charge damage when I make an NFA video, which might be Sunday's video. Lunar charge damage having its gradient on it, putting the lunar charge damage numbers in thumbnails is going to be kind of annoying, because that's like a... Usually I just manually recreate the numbers rather than like trying to like extract them by like removing the background from numbers in game, because it can be really annoying to do that, just time consuming wise, but also there can be like bloom going on, so I think I'll have to like turn on bloom. Anyway, it's like really annoying that for thumbnail creation. It's fine that it isn't whatever. This is just a content creator nitpick. I'm not actually seriously saying they need to change it. But I'm nitpicking it because it popped in my hand. When I make a thumbnail for her, if I probably wanted to have lunar charge numbers in the thumbnail, right? Because they're visually eyeball attracting. I know I can create... I wasn't saying I can't create a gradient, but if you actually look at the numbers, if you look at the numbers, it's a little bit more than just a gradient. Like it's not as simple as just click gradient, choose the two colors, and it'll look exactly the same. I mean, to be fair, it'll look close enough. I didn't use it, Ollie. It'll look close enough that it'll be fine, right? It would be fine. We didn't melt. Stop burning yourself. I mean, I burned him. He didn't burn himself, technically. Kind of burned himself. Anyways. That. Off the local legend overworld yet? The new one? No. I have been moving. I have not done new game content. I thought I was gonna do that in the stream before, but we ended up spending a lot more time testing Anefa than I thought I was going to. Which is a sign of, I think, Anefa being a pretty good character. I ended up enjoying Anefa more than I thought. I'm glad I got her on my main account. As always, I tend to like off-fielders, so no surprise. At the end of the day. Alright, how exciting. Oh no, a custom percentage on color levels. No. I don't think it's just a gradient. I don't feel like changing the team, so... Sorry, I distracted by living in an apartment building. It sounds like I think there was someone walking above. I don't know if you guys could hear that. Yeah, there definitely is. Can you guys hear that? Again, like sound dampening will probably help that problem, but I don't know if that problem can be fully solved realistically. No? Yay, that's good. If you guys can't hear, 10 out of 10. Good job, Shure SM7B, for being a very directional microphone. Not a noise. Good. I can hear it, but it might be I was also like feeling it. I don't know. Anywho's, go back in here. So look closely, Lee. I'll take a screenshot. There we go. Okay. Go in yolipaint.net. Okay. So it's more than a gradient, right? Where? There we go. Right. This is what I was talking about. These little stripies, and there's like sparkles. This is not just a gradient from purple to white. To be clear, if I just do a purple to white gradient in here, it will, like, most people will be like, yep, that looks like lunar charge. But my dumb arse monkey brain likes to replicate things as accurately as I can because I'm stupid and I do things that don't matter. and so these little details, I would lose like way too much time trying to recreate it to a degree that I should just try to, you know, background remove. Let's see what works. Let's see what happens. This is the problem with doing background removal tools with Genshin text. Is usually what happens is it'll remove the background, but it takes a lot of manual. Yeah. Oh god, that's really bad. I mean, a perfect example. Here, let me show you what it did. Paste. Oops. That's what it did. So you can see. It's not quite ideal. Perfect. So then that means like, all right, I gotta go create a mask or manually be like, okay, I guess let's go in and be like, that takes a while. So I'll probably just do it the lazy way and forgo the tiger stripes. Anyways, okie dokie. Let's come back to this account very shortly. We'll see if we can get the materials for Inefa, do the Inefa story quests. I've heard it's pretty enjoyable. I've also heard it's like Archon quest and story quests or something weird. I can just send you a PSD file if you want. I mean, sure, if you want to. I believe PSD files can be opened in GIMP. I was going to do theater on the casual account, but now I want to do the Inefa story quest. I keep on hearing the people walk upstairs, and it's bothering my monkey brain. I'm like, how dare they? How dare they move? How dare they exist? How dare they? All right. I mean, I should go grab it. No. Yes. Hello. Throw paintballs. I mean, this is not what I wanted to do right now. You can change paint color? Okay, interesting. I've not done anything with the mechanics of this region yet. New setup working out? I mean, my setup is mostly the same. Are you supposed to... How do I... You're supposed to jump in the thing and get up there, aren't you? I assume. My god, that's a lot of abilities. Space. That sound effect has a really... Oh no, it went away. Weird. Okay. Never mind. Okay. Wow, it does everything. It does literally everything. What? Oh, there we go. Where's the... There it is. Oh, it's a grapple point. I see. Alright, cool. Anyways. Get this quick. Hold space for big jump. Alright, good to know. Have someone else trigger lunar charge in co-op, or you can just see the numbers in the distance. Yeah, that could be a good strategy. Up. Alright. I will still at least do a 10 pull for Inefa's weapon now, because Inefa's weapon could be a very nice upgrade for Flynn's. I don't think I want to go to Pity for it, though, because if I'm going to go to Pity, I'd rather save that Pity for Flynn's weapon. It's my current vibe. But getting lucky is always, as always, always as always, always as always as always, acceptable. Well. Oh boy. That's a game changer for a Polar Molny account. Wow. I'm thrilled. Inefa weapon works on Candace. Does it? This works because it counts as a shield? That's really funny. I don't know if that matters because we'd be doing Candace with Inefa anyways, right? But I don't know where that would ever matter. Other than... I'm trying to think. I don't know. Is there a context that would matter? Yeah. She only needs to create a shield, not a lasting shield. Yes. So I understand why it works. I'm just trying to think, does that matter at all? Like, I'm trying to think, is there a better... Like, the reason this would matter is you put Candace on this weapon, and then you put Anefa on a different weapon, right? But, like... Oh, you put her on Fab. Well, the Candace could just be on Fab, right? And then she uses her Sig. So, like... I don't know. Matters for people without Anefa. No, yeah, I know. Well, not really. Well, why are you wishing this matter if you don't have it? I don't know. I guess it's a fine stat stick, so it's interesting as an option, I guess, but it doesn't matter for this account. Am I gonna get a 4-star? Ooh. We're gonna get a 4-star immediately. C6 Rosaria. That's the ask. Alright, we're almost at 50 PD on this account too. How exciting. Hello, Rosaria. Yep. Good character, but... Yeah. Bro, they're walking around so much. They sound like they're stomping. I don't think they're stomping. I said it doesn't bother me if you guys can't hear it, but it does bother me. What they doing? I'll get used to it. It might make me buy... Like, I'm using closed back headphones, but it might make me buy even more closed back headphones.
Reviewing outstanding items
well.
on today's to-do list. Do you
Anyways.
have any additional comments?
Bruh, it sounds like they're stomping. These people move with a passion. Might be a child. I don't know.
No problem. I can add them shortly. I'm quite
It's not like
interested.
jumping, though. I don't know. Anyways. Children do more than jump, mind you. Okay. Right now, won't be make... Or my internet. Might be YouTube. To be game while I'm trying to sleep, so I really loud. I don't think you guys can hear me. What'd you do? I stopped streaming and started streaming. But I already had done that once. I just did it again. Weird. Okay. That happened on my previous internet, mind you. I think it's a YouTube issue. What? Out again. Okay. I think YouTube's dying. I don't think this is me, but I don't know. I could... let me double check my router settings. I don't know. I don't think it's me, though. It's the people upstairs. I have no warnings in my app for my router other than the internet is down, which is not true. Because I've been able to see you guys chatting the whole time. Literally, whole platform was lagging earlier. Yeah, I gotta assume it's YouTube's end. YouTube's like stats for me says they're getting an excellent connection from me still. They're not giving me like the warning they were before. We're like, oh, you're streaming at too high of a bit rate or whatever. So I don't know. Everything I can see on my end didn't have any problems. So, and I even checked my app. It's fine now. Okay. Well, I just lost like 20 because of YouTube kaputting it. Thanks, YouTube. 10 out of 10. Couldn't support AV1 still, as far as I know. Which really another live stream to see. don't know. I don't know if these issues that happen on stream translate to VOD or not. Something quick. Restarting OBS on my end. Okay. Hopefully I managed to do that in time. Oh, Flip is live? Okay. Okay. Did it fix? It did not seem to fix. Well. Oh, is it back? Okay. Interesting. So all I did was I change... It's weird that this would be the problem though, because... So like, my OBS was outputting 4K, right? So I changed from 4K back to 4 that I've always used in the past. But
Haven't quite hit your reps for today. Come on.
I have ultra low latency selected, so like regardless, ultra low latency should downscale YouTube's end to 1080p regardless, right? So I don't get it. I don't get it. Is it still having problems now? You jinxed it. Thanks, Robert.
People with super strength.
I have no warnings on anything on my end. Other than the weird internet down error that I've had since I set up my router. And it's never been actually down. It still worked. So I don't know. It could be related to that. I can't fix that right now. So I might just have to end the stream.
You haven't quite hit your reps for today. Come on, one more set.
I have no idea. I really have no idea. Well, VOD watchers, I have no idea what your experience is. But
I've gone a little over my calorie budget so far. Need to rethink my dinner
we
plans to get back
probably
on
are
track.
going to end the stream, I suppose. It's fine now. I mean, I assume it's not fine. It goes fine for some people or whatever, or for everyone temporarily, and then it F's itself. Upstairs killed the internet. I agree. Definitely the problem. VOD watchers suffer. VOD watchers might not suffer. VOD watchers might have just been like, wow, just standing around doing nothing while I troubleshoot something. Skip. Well, that's annoying. I might do an unlisted stream with some different settings on YouTube's end. It's just good now. It's staying fine now. What the frick? What? No. It's not good for you? And I'll have to I let my router do its automatic settings, and I know I know there's like some unify settings by default that can cause some random problems. Maybe that's like what's causing this. I have no idea. It works now? Okay. Define unlisted stream. Like I'll post the link to my Discord server for people to join, or I could post the link here in the chat if I manage to go live before. It's just good now? Okay, weird. And I really don't understand that throughout the end, but clearly something. So that could be why. It could just be a random fluke by coincidence. But it is. It's back? Oh, well, rip. Okay. I don't get it. Oh. High speed? Yeah, I don't know. Clearly it's the internet is too fast. Oh, he's typing now. I mean, I'm talking also for VOD viewers if they give a shit. And for people that maybe is not bored, I don't know. Ultimately, what I'm saying, if I don't feel like it's something I need to type, it's not the end of the world. I'm just yapping my thoughts automatically by default. Yeah, it's really weird. I don't know. I have no clue. I guess that's the stream. That's my assumption, at least. Like, if the VOD has no issues, that means my internet was sending the data properly, and it's just something with YouTube's live ingest servers that, you know, gets effed out. Gets effed up. I guess I'll say that in the thing. That, who was it? It was Amin. Alright, yeah, Amin. Yeah, feel free to, please leave a comment on the VOD if it had issues there too, or if it was perfectly fine. And now it's back. Well. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I want Amin to give me that. I'm repeating this, but I want Amin to leave a comment if it is fine, because what I was saying before, if you missed it, if it is fine in the VOD, that to me would imply that, yeah, my connection is perfectly fine, right? And it's just something on YouTube's live ingest server that borked. So hopefully just a coincidence, but maybe not. I don't fucking know. And it was working perfectly fine for like over an hour or whatever, right? Like the issue we had initially was just the bitrate being too high. Try lowering the quality. The quality is the same I had in all my previous streams. The settings are exactly the same as I've had in past streams. There is nothing different. There's nothing different. Here, I can lower the quality. There you go. I lowered it to a massive 2 kilobits per second. Probably looks really poopy right now. Probably still functional, to be clear. 2 kilobits per second is, with AV1, is fine for generic things. But if I dare do combat, it'll be real bad. I have suspicion of your new internet stability. There's nothing. I can see it fine. There's no drops. I can see those stats. it could be something related to the new router setup and something on the router doing something fucky. But it's not like the internet stability. But I will look into it and see if there's router settings that change that affect
People
anything.
seem to think I was born with super strength, but look at me. This
Yeah,
tiny
no,
frame is
it's not
what
the
my
quality.
genetics
I told
gave
you.
me.
Yeah.
All my strength comes from consistent training
Yeah,
with
I knew
good
it.
technique. Put in the same work, and you can absolutely get the same results.
Yeah. I knew it wasn't that. So, I don't know. Oh, YouTube gave a warning now. Oh wait, it's just that the bitrate is low. Never mind. I was like, yay, data. No. Nope. Well, I have no idea. I'm gonna end the stream. I don't know if you can hear me. Maybe VOD watchers can. Seem like it is. It's not internet speed issue. It's not consistency of connection. I don't even know what's not like. There still says there's 140 viewers somehow. Maybe most of the viewers are just like, it's fine. But I'm assuming not. That's usually not the case. It's usually just people or whatever. But, anyways, router settings are unlikely. You would think, yes. You would think router settings is unlikely, but it's the only other thing I can do on my end, really. Other than contacting them and being like, what the fuck is this? Find another streams? Yes, but as I mentioned, like every person does, like, I send my connection goes to a YouTube ingest server. That server will then send it to other servers, which will go to other servers around the world, and then the servers that are close to you then would send the data to you. So that there's like variable delays in like any viewer. So, anyways, I sure hope it's not the internet. Or something else fucky here. But again, all the data I'm getting doesn't seem to suppose that is it. Unless it's something very I don't know, it doesn't make sense. Like, it's not lag, there's no drop frames. Like, no drop frames, whatever. I don't know. Anyways. I guess that's it. Racism? What? What does that mean? Wait, ads work? That's really funny. I mean, ads come from a different data source. Bye. Rip. Me, I guess. Sure hope I can fix it.